not going to say fashionably late, but you know how I am. On the 900 block of East 21st Street for house fire. It has reached second alarm. Two lines were stretched. We are, obviously under control. Assuming what looks like out now is, we got the best fire department on the face of the earth. Holy crap! Sorry, I didn't realize how bad my camera looked. Oh, hold on. I figured out why. Because I went from the the cold car to the heat, so everything fogged up. But what is my real job? I am actually a mail carrier. That is my real job. Do this on the side. So, okay, I'm on 900 block of East 21st Street for second alarm house fire. The biggest issue that you guys are going to run into right now if you're out and about is that Melrose is blocked at 22nd Street. So if you need to cut down, you're going to have to use Hyatt as an alternate. And anything back here on the east side of 21st, you guys obviously can't get down 21st. There's a two-way, but as far as I know, I believe it dead ends or it cuts off somewhere down here. But a bunch, our engines on the scene. Oh look, 81. Oh, that's 82. I lied. But this is a quick response, and I'm gonna let you guys know something. Since we're on here and we're on live and we've got people on here, this is what happens. We were at the half-hour mark when I got the call. This is done. This is, two lines stretched. Fire is out, and this could not happen without both of these fire companies. We have 81 and we have 82. And if you guys have seen any of my lives over the past week or so, you guys would know that they are trying to shut down our fire company. They're trying to shut down 81. Probably have some smoke in the adjoining dwelling, which is to be expected for something like this. However, it didn't spread. So that's what we're worried about. What happens when we have a fire in a row or in a twin like this, and they close down 81 and we only have one engine to respond, and then have to require and depend on mutual aid to show up and help us out. Right now, I believe that Company 12 Eddystone was actually running coverage to Upland because Upland was manning their firework display. So there are so many different types of scenarios that you can look at as to why this could or could not have been something really, really bad that could have happened. Like I said, this did go to second alarm. I haven't walked down the street to see what else we have here. I'm not actually sure. I'm going to walk now because I can. I don't know if there's anything else past here. So we do. So we got ladder 82 on the scene here. One truck down further, which I'm assuming is probably 82 as well. The 82 is up top too. So I'm lazy like a shit. I should know what this is by now, but I don't. Yeah, so it is 82. So we got engine 82, we got a ladder, another 82 on the scene, 81, I'm sure it's floating around here somewhere. But for being called the second alarm, I actually don't see any mutual aid companies on the scene. I have to say, coming as a working fire. Once again, if you're just joining us, I really don't want to get too many people on camera because, of course, it's a sticky subject when it comes to people's property and their house fires and stuff like that. Is Garden City there? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I am going to take a gander up the street here. And so slide back this way. Stepping over hoses, trying not to trip over shit. I actually, to be honest, I don't see anything here other than Chester. I see Parkside Ambulance and I see Pico, and that is it. And everything else that is here on the scene is 82, 81, 82. It's all Chester. So even though the mutual aid was called out, doesn't even look like there's any mutual aid here. Dennis, we're on the scene of a house fire on the 900 block of East 21st Street. So if I'm aiming this way, this is 22nd Street, and if I can get down, we'll take off the scene, because honestly there's not much of a scene, thank goodness, because we are so blessed to have a good fire company. So the light that you're seeing here, I'm sorry, I'm going between cold and hot, so you really, my camera is blurring up. You are blocked down here. So what you're seeing down here where these lights are is 22nd Street, which is blocking off at Melrose. So there's no access on Melrose from 22nd Street all the way down to what I believe is probably about, looks like 20th. So there's no access on Melrose between 20th and 22nd. So if you need to use Melrose, just use Hyatt as an alternate. I'm tired, guys. Y'all always catch me on the Sundays. But yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fire trucks. And for those of you who are still tuned in and have not seen my lives, I'm going to reiterate it again. Thursday, this Thursday coming up, we need you at City Hall. You cannot miss this. You have to be here. The community needs to speak out and tell eConsult that they cannot shut down our firehouse. This is one of the reasons why. This is a multiple alarm fire that could have been much worse than it was. What happens if they take away our firehouse? What happens if they take away another one of our firehouses? This could have been a lot worse, right? These are twins here, but it doesn't make, it doesn't make any difference from that. It could have spread and taken a whole entire new house. Anything that we're talking about on other sides of the city, whether it be Highland Gardens, whether it be, anywhere but anything west of Kirtland Street is in a dire strait if they end up losing one of our firehouses. If we end up losing a firehouse and they close it down. A lot of times I'll get to one of these scenes and without the mutual aid, it can get a lot worse. Like I said, sorry, I'm so flustered trying to get this out because this is something that's really means a lot to me. Basically just saying, Liz, it's 21st and Melrose. That's the 900 block of East 21st Street. But yeah, so these things could definitely get worse. They could definitely be worse. And if they're shutting down another one of our firehouses, we cannot let them do that. So I need everybody to come out and show their face on Thursday night at City Hall, right? 7 o'clock. You have to be there. You have to speak your mind. Guys, we cannot do this without you. Right? Of course, you know that I'm going to be there and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm working on, my speech as we speak. The fire department is working on their thing, of course, but we need more of the community to come out and speak their mind. Tell them no, that they cannot close another one of our firehouses. Right? So if you guys want to share this video, get the word out, then you can. If you want to scroll down a little bit further on the CCIB page and you want to look at the live feeds that I did a couple days ago, I believe it was I think it was Thursday night, let you guys know exactly what Act 47 was, exactly what, why the city was on it, and exactly what they were trying to do. And I'm not even going to say for us, I'm going to say to us. Because if they were saying that for us, they're going to close our firehouse so that, we can get the city out of debt. We don't need that. There's got to be another way around it, all right? There has absolutely have to be another way around it. Lanisha, we're on the scene of a house fire on the 900 block of East 21st Street, intersection of Melrose. But, so yes, as far as I know, everybody is safe. If not, somebody I'm sure would have run up to me by now and said something. But yeah, so Thursday, you know, this is just another stark and scary reminder that we need our fire companies. You know, this is in a situation like this, where this is just by what I'm seeing, is that I do see 82 on the scene. And from my dispatches, what I also see is that mutual aid was called out for a second alarm. But what I can also tell you is that I don't see another truck here from another company. I don't see Eddystone here. I don't see Upland here. I don't see Garden City here. I don't see any of that here. And that scares me, because what happens if we end up in one of these situations again, say it's in Sun Village where it's a row home, and that fire spreads really quickly. You know, tonight, like I said in the beginning, I know that Eddystone is covering for Upland right now, and Upland is at their fireworks display. So there's times like this where, you know, extenuating circumstances where you can't necessarily get a second alarm crew in, and we just have to pray that our fire department in Chester can get a handle on what they're doing, and that's exactly what happened here tonight. They do more with less. Yeah, pretty much. So for those of you who are just tuning in, I see the live is going up and down. Viewers, no viewers. Well, there's always viewers, but, you know, we're kind of going up and down on the sites, but I'm going to keep saying it until the damn cows come home. Thursday night, 7 o'clock, you must be at City Hall. You know, before we did a lot as a community when it came to getting the dogs off the roof. Y'all saw that on the page. Y'all came together, figured out something that we could do. And by that night, they had the dogs off the roof. You know, so when we come together as a community, we can really do this. We can get things accomplished, but we need to come together as a community, and you need to get your asses to City Hall on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Speak out against closing our firehouse. So on that note, with that being said, I'm going to flip this around because I'm going to walk back to where I am. If I can even remember where I parked at, because a lot of times I can't. Look behind me. That is 20th Street. And if you look this way, back there, that little red light back there, that's 22nd Street. So if you guys need to access Melrose, you're going to have to take Hyatt instead, because Melrose is blocked. I'm actually parked all the way up at 21st and Hyatt. 21st and Hyatt. But, so just to go back on what I keep saying, right? We cannot depend on our mutual aid companies. Now, I'm not saying that to be, you know, a dick. You know, because when we do have our mutual aid companies that show up on scene, they do a wonderful job. Believe me, they do. You know, they are always there when we need the extra manpower. But we can't, and this shows you that you cannot always depend on mutual aid companies. We are going from what we were saying was about 14 staff, give or take, for a single platoon between both companies. And with 14, what it looks like here tonight was that it worked in our favor. 14 was good. But if you bring it back down and you're taking one of those firehouses out of the equation and you're bringing it down to 7 firefighters, that's really the equivalent of maybe what 2 or 3 mutual aid companies, 2 or 3 mutual aid companies would bring to the city. You know, for a fire, for something, you know, like that. So, before I slide my happy self back in the car, let's say it again. I'm going to keep preaching it. 7 o'clock on Thursday, September 6th, I think it is. Whatever this upcoming Thursday is. City Hall, 7 o'clock. Me and you talked about this, a keyword, when they do. Exactly. When they, if they. Yeah. So, City Hall, 7 o'clock, Thursday. Everybody needs to be there. I cannot stress enough that when we do things as a community, we get it done. Nobody can say that we have not come through when we've gotten stuff done as a community. So I need everybody to come out, 7 o'clock, City Hall. What y'all gonna do, y'all gonna speak out about them closing our firehouse. All right? Because what I just showed y'all right there, it could have been a lot worse. And this is something where, as I've seen, I don't know if they were recalled. They could have been. I haven't, I didn't even get to look, honestly. But I do know that they were dispatched. And like I said, I don't see, maybe for coverage. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that one. Maybe for coverage, because I haven't checked the firehouses either. But, yeah, I don't see mutual aid for manpower. Let's put it that way. Mutual aid for coverage, I'm pretty sure. But mutual aid for manpower, no. So, Thursday, 7 o'clock, City Hall. Get your asses to City Hall. Do not let them close our firehouse. Okay? We are doing pretty damn well with the 2 that we have now. What I was saying before, anything on the other side of Curlin Street, on the west side, you guys are in grave danger if we close another firehouse. So you guys have got to get out, and you have got to speak your mind, and you have got to let them know that they cannot close another one of our firehouses. And on that note, I hope everybody has a safe and blessed holiday, and hopefully I don't have to see you guys again for a while.